Okay, day 8. Super sore from my 35K. Having some food. We got a run tonight. Gonna try my best to not get injured. Alright, just finished my 5K race. Funny thing, PB my 10K and half marathon yesterday, and PB my 5K by 2 seconds today, so I'll take that win. See you tomorrow.
Good morning. It is day 9. It's my anniversary, 11 years. Congratulations to us. Gonna start the day off with a run, and then let's see what the rest of the day has to hold.
Every day, rain or shine. All right, day 10. Yesterday, obviously my anniversary. Took that as a refeed day. Ended up going to the keg after eating a really nice breakfast, bagels, sourdough, all that good stuff. So off to work, morning shift. It's 5 a.m. and I am going to take it easy here on the running for the next 2 days. I do feel a little bit of something in my ankle, so I want to make sure that I can continue improving. So we'll have to take today and tomorrow as a rest day, at least on the ankle. I'm probably going to get in the gym and lift some weight instead, but my cardio probably needs a little bit of a rest too after that big run.
All right, day 11. Ankle's starting to feel a lot better. Diet's still okay. Yesterday at work, had a bunch of fruit, some rice and salsa. Nothing crazy. I'm going to recover again today, and then we'll get back to exercise tomorrow. But it's tough when you got to wake up at 4:30. You work 12 hours. By the time you get home, you've been away from home already for like 13 and a half hours, and you're just kind of exhausted from being out all day. But I definitely pushed myself a little bit too hard on my birthday, that 35K, and then the evening after doing the 5K race just cooked me. So I'm just paying the price right now and learning from my mistakes. And it's not the end of the world, but taking a couple recovery days and stepping back so I can step forward, we'll be fine.
All right, it's day 12. I went to an event last night and I ate a lot of food. So today I'm backing off and I'm going to not eat much. Try to stay maybe under like 500 calories, just keep it to water and coffee. And I haven't been exercising the last 2 days, resting my ankle and resting my cardiovascular system, my heart, from all the running that I've been doing. Played with my kids last night. That was great. Gave me a little bit of an ab workout. But excited to see how I can turn yesterday around because of all the calories that I ate. Okay, so I finished a day shift. I don't eat that much because yesterday I overate. I tried to run a 5K after taking 2 days rest. I feel like I have asthma. Like, my average heart rate was 151, and I ran like just a low 5 pace, which is actually pretty good. But I felt like my heart rate was at like 185 the entire time. It was probably one of the most difficult 25, 30, whatever, 26-minute runs that I've done. It's got to be done though. You have to push through pain. You have to push through discomfort. I feel puffy, I feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel hungry, but like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up or something. I just have so much of a cramp and I can't breathe. And it might be the pollen, it might be allergies, I might be sick and not notice it, but it's something that you just have to do. I'm not perfect all the time, no one is. You just gotta remember that through tough days and tough times, that's when you need to get out and push yourself. Obviously you need a break from time to time, but you can always work hard. You know what I'm noticing is that when you're on a diet and you're tracking your food and exercise and all that stuff, you really start to see your lows and your highs, and you can kind of see why as well.
which is a good thing. But I'll be honest, this week I've, maintained my caloric deficit. Since I had one day where I basically binge ate due to that the get together. I had my birthday, my anniversary, just so many things happened. It was tough, even for me. After all the hard work I've done, it's still really tough. I felt like really failed this week, even though on paper I succeeded, but just did not succeed at the level that I wanted to. So try not to be too hard on myself, but I know that tomorrow's weigh-in is going to be out of hand, but it's not what the scale says at the end of the day. It's body fat, not body weight.
35 minutes of effort. I definitely have something like a cold or allergies. It's it's making it really hard to breathe in general. Like I look at my watch and my heart rate's not very high and I just can't breathe. So I tried my best. 6 kilometers, 5 yesterday, 6 today, maybe 7 to 10 tomorrow. But it just goes to show you enough time doing hard things, make it so you can push through hard things. Like running is relatively easy now. I don't love running, but I'm obsessed with it, obviously. It just has its ups and downs, and I'm just trying to be real with myself. That 35K that I did really, really, really set me back. Really did. And I don't know if I want to do, above 2.5 hours of effort ever again, because I'm kind of afraid. Like, my ankles were sore, my hip flexors. I took like 2 days rest, and now, I feel like maybe I'm sick from it, from overworking. And it's just not sustainable. Like those distances for me, I guess, are not sustainable, and I haven't worked up enough to do those distances comfortably. And, being in the 190s is probably not the best kind of base level of fitness to be running those distances. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are far heavier than me that are able to run, for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever. But I think right now I need to focus on sustainability and not pushing myself too far. Now, half marathon to me feels relatively sustainable, right? I felt like looking back at that 35K run, had I stopped at 21 kilometers, which would have been 1 hour and 46 minutes, I would have been perfectly fine. Cold shower, recover, next day, do that 5K solstice race, and I'd be right back into it. But I really pushed myself hard that day, and it's upsetting that I feel afraid. And I think the lesson that I learned today, looking back at it, is that you need to take your time, do things that are sustainable. And that goes the same with dieting. If you do something so extreme, it's not going to be sustainable. And that's where I need to kind of reel in my competitiveness with myself and kind of rethink how hard I can work, the limit of how far I can go without injuring myself, and kind of deterring myself from wanting to run and getting sick or whatever it is that I have going on. So lesson learned. I know that this week is a bit of a wash because my wife's birthday, my birthday, our anniversary, I had that celebration of life. It was just a portion of life that just happens, and it happens to everyone. But staying on the path and doing a reset and recognizing that it's a step back and not the end is, I think it's a good thing. So I recognize that. I know that it was a small setback. It was regular life, and I needed to enjoy myself, even in this process with trying to film these videos and trying to really commit to getting into the single digit body fat, I have to recognize that this week was a bit of a wash, and I'm going to move forward into next week. So I'm pretty sure my weigh-in's not going to be very good, but that's okay. Trust the process, live life the way that you should. Sometimes you have to come off for the right reasons, and keep trying hard.
All right, we made it to day 14. I'm gonna have my favorite breakfast. You all know what it is. And then go for a run. I got a rock climbing session this evening. I slept amazing last night, 8.5 hours. It's so nice to have really good sleep, especially since the last 4 days I've been sleeping very poorly, below 6 hours. One day was like 3 hours, terrible. But I think we'll be able to pull it off and reel in this week to still have a successful ending to week 2.
All right, finished our run, ended up doing 10 kilometers. Felt a lot better. Still, something's going on. I can't take like a very deep breath, but it's okay. Like, I felt better today than yesterday and much better than the first day. So it's just a bit of progress, but just takes time. Got to get out, got to put the work in. All right, 2 weeks just about done. Ending the day with yogurt mixture. Put that in a bowl. Get myself some Vector to get some crunch. But close the day with pretty big caloric deficit. So we'll see if I did it.
Okay, we made it to week 3, so day 15. This is what I'm looking like. My legs are looking a little better. I don't have my camera person today, so the camera wife. Oh, run, grab the table. Let's see what we got here. Oh. 195. Okay. So I'm not upset whatsoever with the weight. Obviously, I would have liked to see it below 194, but ultimately, yesterday it was 193.6, and like, I think I just had a little bit of extra salt or something yesterday, but it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is that I know, like, I feel that I'm, leaner than I was last week. As far as calorie goes, like, I know that I've been in a deficit. It might not be like 3,500 calorie deficit this week, maybe like 2,400, but I know that I was still in a deficit. I worked out a lot. I ran quite a bit, even through the resting. And yeah, I mean, this is where some people would be deterred and be like, oh, okay, well, I lost weight the first week, I didn't lose the second week, like, what's the point? But the point is that it's a journey that takes time. And if you're not willing to kind of like endure the ups and downs and the discomforts of weight loss and, eating a little bit too much salt and being hungry all the time, you're not going to succeed. So you have to make sure that you kind of put that aside, and you know that it's a long-term goal that's going to take a minimum of 2 months, I would say 60 days, and just kind of roll with the punches, but stick to the process, because who knows? Maybe my body's just absorbing a little bit more of the sodium and the glycogen to fill the muscles up, because, the day before I didn't eat as much. I mean, it's plain and simple. So I bet you tomorrow, if I wanted to, because we did this before, if I want to weigh less on the scale, I could just not eat today. Pretty simple. But that's not the goal. The goal is to lose and burn body fat. So if that means that your weight goes up and down because of the amount of sodium that you eat on your journey, not a big deal. It's at the end of the day, you get to 6-pack, or you get to a weight on the scale over the course of time, and not necessarily on weigh-in day. Because had I weighed myself yesterday, I would have been on camera saying, ooh, look at me, I actually lost a pound. But that's not the truth of the matter, right? Like, the truth is that stay consistent, stick to the program, trust the process, be honest with yourself, work hard, and even through tough times, push yourself. as I was talking about on my runs where I feel like I was asthmatic or allergic or sick, and it was tough and it felt terrible. I felt like after taking 2 rest days, you'd imagine you would actually feel a lot better, but I felt a lot worse. So sticking to the process, continuing these weeks. I got 6 weeks left of my projected timeline to get to into the 170s. And I think that I shouldn't have any issues, at least getting into the low 180s by that time, but we're going to push and we're going to keep showing the process. So stay tuned for this upcoming week.